Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and of course the boys as always, as we continue our Warhammer Fantasy campaign. Now, I do apologise for any of you watching on YouTube. The last episode got eaten by Twitch. Apparently it's still running now, on like 200 and something hours. Technical malfunction on Twitch's end.
I would create a support ticket, to be honest.
I find it amusing to see it keep continuously rolling up until it gets deleted.
Yeah, would be fun.
But anyway, I would like to
set
thank
it regularly then.
I would like to thank Hook Sounds for providing the audio for this campaign, as I do need to shell out every now and then. I can't remember which. Oh yeah, it's that one. And I would also like to direct any of you who are watching who are like, well, what happened in the previous episodes except from the one that got eaten, to go over to my YouTube channel, where you can catch up on all that has happened before, except from the last episode. The last episode has been devoured by the ether, so you're shit out of luck there. So, what happened in the last episode? Well, our group of looters, in fact, stumbled upon a odd area within Mordheim.
I prefer the term liberators. Material liberators.
We are item liberators. They found a rather peculiar scene at the I'm forgetting the word for it now. At the stage, basically. At the big theatre in Mordheim. The amphitheatre. Where essentially there were a load of people who were petrified. They turned to stone. On the stage, one of the actors or troupe were holding a very large cluster of warpstone. The group salivating at this chance to make a lot of money. Unfortunately, being of chaos, an evil imp was there and destroyed the warpstone, causing a magical effect to take place. With some effort from our... We'll go for now from our number one mage in the Liberator group, Lysiara. I was going to say Carla, but yeah. From Lysiara, who sadly lost all the colour on her person. She is now rather grey. She saved everyone with the help of Carla before there was a resounding explosion. The explosion throwing our little lolly out of the window, clear of the building and tumbling onto the ground, left her unconscious. But for those inside who were protected by dwarven... we'll say dwarven fat for now. He's not here anymore. The flab of the dwarf did protect the flimsy elf, and no harm came to those two. But seeing that one of their comrades was in need of serious medical attention, they gathered up the fallen lolly, wizard, Carla, and made their way back to the Black Pit settlement. Their group of looters, item liberators, arrived first, followed by the true heroes of this group, those that did the storyline quest and cleared out the rock. Not that one, a fantasy one. So once they got back to the Black Pit, they found that it would take some time for our wizard to regain her colour. She learnt this knowledge from the mysterious being who dwells within the tower. So, the party have a week off. However, for everyone, except from Cedric, and technically Wilhelma as well, and Lysiara, but she has her own problem to deal with. For the rest of you, including Casper, which is kind of odd, you feel drained. You feel utterly drained for the next 2 days. The curse of Mordheim takes effect on all who enter. For 2 days, you wake up and it's as if you've got the worst flu of your lives. Oh, flu? Corona? No. You were just drained. You wake up barely opening your eyes. You know, Casper can barely open the lid of his coffin as the new day dawns.
Fucking coffin for 2 days.
But after that time, the effect does wear off, and you are told by everyone who's been into Mordheim, look, it's just what happens. It only happens once, as long as you keep going in. But you guys will recover. For the rest of the week, is there anything that you want to do? I'll tell you now, Blackhand, if you want to repair the rusty repeater handgun, I will need a gunsmithing or engineer test with I believe it's a +10 because it's just rust. But you do need to get 3 degrees.
Easy. Do not tempt novel. Yeah, I just realized that after I said it.
Don't do it, man. Don't jinx yourself.
Jesus Christ. I don't think there's anything I need to do. No place are I?
I need to run someone over to the next town, because Livia is going to learn the art of cutting people.
Oh.
Excellent.
So you do indeed get your 3 degrees of success. So your party now has a common, repeater pistol. Which you can either sell or use. It's just for price wise. I think it's 600 for a repeater handgun, so it makes it 300 if someone wants to buy it.
Okay.
Might be 400. I will check. Oh, sorry, Livia. What? Yes, Livia. Sarah. What did you want to do?
There's not much to do for Sarah, except for, finding some poor soul to spar with. But Livia would, she would need a barber surgeon kit, and I would want to start brewing some healing drafts again.
Sure, you can do that. You can have the surgeon's kit sent off for. The ship does need to go to Siegfriedhof to get more supplies and supplies to be re-equipped itself.
Restocked.
Rearmed. It's actually 400 for a repeater gun, so you could get 200 for it, or you can buy it for 200.
How much does ammo go again for?
Ammo is 6 silver for 10 shots of, and that's the shot, and then 3 silver per shot of gunpowder.
So it's 7 per.
No, so it's 30 silver for 10 gunpowder, and it's 6 silver for 10 shots. So it's 36 silver total for 10 shot of
10
each.
actual.
Yeah, rounds.
Okay.
Technically, it's also very rare, but luckily I don't bother with the rarity in this game at the moment. The price is enough.
Yeah. Bloody daylight robbery.
It is the Dark Ages, let's not forget, you know, everything is done by hand.
Still daylight robbery.
Just think of the poor, you know, child worker that has to roll those lead balls by hand.
That's why it's a child worker. It's cheap.
Think of the children. I want
Maybe it's
somebody
not
to think
actually a
of the
child,
children.
maybe it's a halfling or a dwarf.
Yep. It's just a midget. Ooh. I don't think there's anything I need to do. Just rest and recuperate, I think. Yeah, both people get to heal. Yeah.
Okay then. So, is there anything you need to do, Livia, to do your potions? I think it's just an apothecary test, isn't it? You've been over this before.
Yeah, and I need to roll 1d10 each, so I see how much time it takes.
Sure. You may do that. I believe.
What did we say to make the better?
I think
draft?
it was -10 for a good healing draft, and it was -20 for the best.
Well, I would get +10 for making a healing draft because it's a routine test, I think.
For the common ones, I think you would. You also have that book on herbology that gives you a +10. So for the common ones, yes, you would get a +20. But for the more difficult ones, you would only cancel out the difficulty for good ones, and there'd still be a -10 for best ones.
Well, I think I'm going to go with good ones, because
Sure.
it's going to be rare that people have more than 8 wounds.
Sorry, what was that?
That's not my actual number.
Oh, did you remove the 0? And the modifiers?
Yeah, I might have.
Yep. If you remove the 0, it takes away all of your additional modifiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. any of the actual ticks will give you +10s, +30s, and all. Yeah, see?
So that's essentially 2 passes. We can count that as 2 passes, or you can have that as just 1. You have got a week. Well, no. You've got 6 days, basically, because Fantasy has 8 days in a week, for whatever reason.
What? Why?
It's because the 8th day is like a holy day or some such nonsense. I remember reading up about it like last year, but I can hardly remember it now. It was just such an odd part of the lore. I was just like, yeah, push it to the back. So it takes you most of the day of one of the days to make one of the is it one draft at a time?
Yeah, it's she made 2 though, so 16 hours.
Okay, cool. What you have, like, so you essentially, I'd say that's at the limit of what you would want to do in one day. With all the other stuff that you have to do in a medieval world, getting ready and everything takes longer. But again, you do still have another 5 days to go. And you also have a garden of healing herbs that are at your disposal now.
I'll just say just 2 per day for
Sure.
at least 3 or 4 days. Just having a day off or something.
Sure, that sounds fine to me. So, upon your return, there was a meeting after you guys had sorry, not upon your return. Once you guys had recovered from the sickness of Mordheim, there was a meeting where you guys discussed your plan, what you would be doing next. Whilst some of you were carrying about your other business, putting in orders to be got from Siegfried Hoff, it seems as if Humperdinck has basically won the argument. You will be taking your ship, well, his ship. The week that passes, you can see that the dwarves do spend some time fitting new defenses to it. Essentially, the rail that runs round the outside of the ship has been boarded up, and in strategic places they have placed shields, which I believe was an idea from Blackhand.
Yes.
So you have like crenellations going along the outside.
I would also have asked to make some kind of pagoda-like structures, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Right.
they could probably do one of them on the middle mast.
Like 4 sticks and some planks on top, so we don't get arrowed to death from above.
Yeah, no, they could probably do something like that in the middle of the ship, where the middle mast is, and just build a platform around the middle mast. So you'd still, if you're an archer, stood by the shields on the little makeshift crenellations, you're going to have problems if they're dropping arrows from above. But all the fighters and everyone else can stand under like the pagoda, and can stay sheltered from arrow fire. But they wouldn't be able to reach all the way to the sides. There is an argument, however, you probably notice it, where the dwarves want to do it with stone, but Humperdinck insists that it's wood. My bloody ship will not float if you put all this stone on top, or it will flip and capsize. No.
Can I roll engineering knowledge to decide which one would be better?
From an engineering standpoint, I will give it to you that Humperdinck is quite right. The amount of stone that the dwarves want to pack on top would indeed cause it to be very top heavy. And again, it's a riverboat, so they don't have the
beam?
I know this word. I used to work on boats many years ago, but I don't like boats, so I
think
know
you're talking about
the
beam.
berth. The berth, that's the word. Riverboats do not have a very deep berth. Like the bottom of the ship, the amount of ship that is hidden by the water. Rivers aren't that deep, not like the ocean. So I think it's not the berth.
The keel?
The keel. It might be the keel. Well, that is the.
The keel is the bottom part of your ship.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the width of your ship, it's usually the beam, I think.
I don't know. It's been so many years since I stopped working on boats, and like I said, I really don't care about boats. So it was like, meh, chuck it out there.
The beam is the width of the ship.
So yeah, he is quite right that the amount, especially where the dwarves are like, no, we'll build towers, we'll build full castles on top. But it's quite
I
amusing to
mean,
listen
I
to.
do think a stone layer on top would be beneficial against fire arrows.
Humperdinck looks at you as if silence. That's what buckets of water are for. He makes a compromise and gets more buckets.
Fair enough. I mean, I won't make it that strong a point. He is the one who pleased me after all.
Oh, that was it. So there is another compromise that's made. Most of the crew will not be coming in. With the effects of Mordheim and how it affects the minds of those who are incompetent or weak-willed. Oh, yeah, we'll say that. The random NPCs who normally crew the ship will not be there.
Oh.
The dwarves will, as they have an actual stake in going to Forge. As will all the NPCs who are named. They will, well, all the ones who are named and have character sheets. The random, the one who, I can't remember her name now. The one who looks after the garden when Livia's out, she's not going in.
Oh.
Is our warband coming along?
Yeah,
Yes.
The war bands are all going. Both war bands.
We're not going to spin through the town.
I'm talking about musical band.
No, they're not. The musicians are. They're just too easily manipulated, I'm afraid. So they
Are we
essentially
bad persons? I feel like we're bad persons.
No. It's just a GM. So it's a hive of activity going on at the Black Pit, as it takes about a day or so to get things loaded up, to get down to Siegfriedhof, and then to turn round and sail back. So once the ship's actually back, the dwarves set to work, which gives Blackhand enough time to repair the pistol before helping his kin sort the boat out. So I would point out, if there's anything that you guys just want to sell in the cart, just write sell next to it, just so that I know there is no interest in it whatsoever. Then you guys can sell it, get rid of it, and put the gold in the pile so we can then distribute it.
I mean,
Yeah, there
do we
should
need
be.
to set it off for light armor?
I'm gonna throw 20 coins in there just to show that I've sold the little bronze ring I got. So I'll remove that from my character sheet and put the coins in there. So.
Or is there stuff in there that we didn't acquire?
There you go.
I don't remember getting a best worst
A what?
or a half mail horse armor.
How do you not remember getting that when you were the one who
How
said
do you
I'll
not remember?
carry
You're
it?
the one that picked it up.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
Right, so let's not trust Albie's.
He wasn't originally the go-to accountant, but apparently not anymore. No, some of the stuff in here is already part of the group loot, more or less.
Yeah, because this is season 1 and season 2 coming together. So some of the loot is.
I was just thrown off by the poor bill hook.
Yes.
The poor bullhook made you.
That was an item acquired, so someone could move up into the next career. And it was never used.
I think out of all of these things, I think I found the gold ring of the gem, didn't
I have no idea.
I? Because I want to keep.
Watch the last episode. Wait.
So if you if you want to keep an item, equipment, you pay
I'll be purchasing them.
half. Treasure, like I said before, treasures sell for full price. So if you want to buy it, you need to pay full price for it. That is the issue if you want to keep any of the shiny swag for yourself.
It's just that those are going to be useful for the Sierra in the long term. I'll be purchasing them later.
By all means, you don't have to sell. You can like turn around to the group and be like, right, this is in the loot pile for now because I don't have the money for it. Can we not sell it? Sure. But the stuff that you want to sell, if you want to make money, you do actually have to go through your cart and go, okay, let's sell that off, let's sell that off, let's sell that off, put the money into the pile, and then, hey, this is you guys sorting it out. I'm not doing your accounting.
Sorry, so will we sell the set of light armor? Full light armor. It is with the finest leather. If someone wants to be fancy.
Yeah.
That is with moot leather. So in the old world armory, I believe it gives you extra AP.
Oh. Okay. Maybe hang on to that then. Hand weapon, sword, best sword, shield, quarterstaff, bill hook, sell all that crap.
Okay.
Best dagger, sell that too. We sell rations. Pardon? No, don't sell the rations. We need trade. We need those to trade with the ogres. Anyone particularly feeling chivalrous? Someone wants to get a horse or a battle. We have a horse. Do we want to armor it? Olivia, would you like to armor your horse?
Not really. I don't think I'll take it into the city.
We'll hold on to that for now, just in case we do need to.
Okay. 250 gold coin art.
Yes.
Someone will decorate.
So.
The repeater pistol I fixed.
That's up to you guys. I can't use it.
I mean, I don't need it necessarily.
Okay.
You do realise it could be fired multiple times, right, Albie?
Yeah.
It is basically the only type of magazine-fed gun you are going to get in this game.
There is someone else here who does use
This is true.
pistols.
I don't have the money though. 200 gold coins. Oof.
You don't have to buy it now.
Can I claim it?
Yeah.
The hammer, will we donate that or will we sell that?
Oh no, that will be sold. It's just, it's going to take time for that to get sold. But Humperdinck's, essentially there was a meeting where loot was shown stuff. The dwarves don't know what the hell it's worth. They told you a price, would have said a price for the value of the gold. Whereas Humperdinck's like, well. So he sent messengers off to several Sigmar churches.
Okay. Okay. Broderick is already sold. What is already in there?
Someone wants to get drunk.
wine bottle. Arrows, bolts.
Fucking hell, people firing off fireworks now for clap. Clap, everyone. Clap for the NHS. You're doing a great job.
No. Fuck that.
Just for the love of Christ, don't meet on bridges and ignore social distancing, because that does nothing for the cause.
Or don't do a US and start treating militias against the lockdown.
Right. The rest of the stuff we can just, we'll sort the rest of it out later. We'll just carry on for now.
Okay.
Okay, I tried looking for armor in the Old World Armory. Could not find the page, but it says there about moot leather under different armor types. So you'll see there the benefits of the light armor.
Yes.
So the week passes then. The ship is made ready. Extra long poles have been acquired from Siegfriedhof, and you all board with the dwarves as well. The merchant dwarf is not coming, but I believe you have Dimzid, you have Haglin, and you have 2 veterans, or a veteran and a quarreler. So there's 4 dwarves, NPCs. Ragnar will still be coming. His female dwarf will still be coming. Wilhelma and Carla will not be coming. Yeah, not coming for now. The big surprise, for those of you who forgot, there was a time when Humperdinck, oh no, I want to get the career compendium out, but I think it will appear on stream. Damn. Hang on. We will be right back in one moment. Please enjoy the BRB screen.
Time to run out for next food.
We are back because I got my thingy. I got my my files over in the right place. So as you board the ship, you see the extra fortifications that have been placed aboard. But what you would also notice is there is a large device at the front of the ship, but it is covered in a waxed and, well, so to make things water resistant in medieval times, you basically make them very, very flammable. So it's got this waxed, greased sheet that's over the top of it to protect from moisture. I believe it's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one then. Yes, there is a device on the ship. For those of you who remember, Humperdinck was working on something many months ago. Or weeks ago. Actually, no, it was months ago now.
Yeah, no, months ago.
His device is complete. So as you all board the ship, extra supplies have been brought on board. However, all the rations, the ogres can only be paid with rations. They cannot be paid with, oh, we'll just give them the food on the ship. That doesn't fly. If you want the ogres, you're going to have to pay. Humperdinck will, however, provide enough rations so that you have access to the Black Rock. No, sorry, the Rock. But if you want the ogres as mercenaries, because this will be discussed with them at one point, you can, but it will take 50 rations to get all the ogres to come with you. Just in case, for future reference. Is it engineer or is it something else that I'm looking for? God damn it, it's something else that I'm looking for. Never mind. So, you set off. So here's the kind of shit thing about sailing upriver. Actually, let me just check to see if nature helps you. Nature does not help you. So with the wind blowing in your face and having to sail upstream, and with the crew no longer on board, except from the captain. Well, no. Yes, except from the captain. This leaves the laborious task of rowing the ship up to you lot.
Great.
So upon finding this information out, I imagine you give off a heavy sigh and take up your rowing stick, and in a weird centipede kind of motion, you all take turns lifting up your sticks and moving forwards. It is very slow going. It takes you a couple of hours to reach there's a word for this. It's not aqueducts.
We're still on the Mordheim on the
good
map.
Good point. I took you to the wrong map whilst I was doing something. Come forth, everyone. Come forth and see what I see. So, the ship is pushing on. So, essentially, as you come to the walls that span the river, you're able to very slowly push your way through these large archways. And push on through. Now, you have not explored the other side of Mordheim, the side that you were all on, well, seeing now. Can you all give me perception tests, please?
With both characters or
with
just...
both characters.
There is... Casper. And... Yeah, both succeeded. Right.
Okay, so did any of you hit the magical numbers? The numbers needed for something nasty to happen? Well, yes, one of you has. So as you're all keeping an eye out...
Is it the 69?
No.
It's the 55s.
No. It's something different. So as you're all keeping an eye out, rowing with your sticks, it's hard work. For those of a squishier nature, you're finding yourselves getting quite tired. But you keep on. Perhaps this affects your vision. Perhaps instead of keeping an eye out properly, you're concentrating on your actions and... Sorry, just hit my mic. Concentrating on your actions and you're breathing more. As the rest of you look around, there are things that grab your attention. Shadows that move and items that you swear are there 1 minute and then the next minute they're gone. You're only just in Mordheim, so the weirdness is not at its greatest yet, but as one of you labours away, Lysiara. Oh, Lysiara. You concentrate on your breathing and you go at the beat of your heart with moving your paddle stick. Maybe it's the breeze that's coming from the north, well, heading south, coming from the north along the river. Perhaps it's the effects of the spell that afflicted you not too long ago. You stare up at the sky, and darkness comes over your vision. I was waiting for you to fail a test, Lysiara, in Mordheim.
I mean, I technically didn't roll because I didn't think it was going to be necessary, but
No. So certain things will happen during failures in Mordheim. That, you know, it's been a while, Lysiara. It's been a while. Maybe you'd forgotten about all the visions you'd had a few months ago, but those visions had gone quiet. But with your labouring, with the beat in your eardrums, with Mordheim itself, your vision goes black and your arms stop moving. As you appear to be staring up at the sky for a moment, perhaps catching your breath to those around you. But from within that darkness, you see a light. You were shown Mordheim from a bird's eye view, as if you are a bird flying overhead. Perhaps this is where your familiar raven is right now. Perhaps it's just another bird, or maybe it's none of them. But you see something flickering within the damned city. Something flickering, something dancing in light, and your vision is fixed on it. It comes from within a tower. And you must be a bird at this point, for the way that you fly so freely and land upon the window sill of the tower within the damned city. The flickering light still dances in your eyes as you look and see a cage covered in thorns. And upon this thorny cage you see the bluest of blue roses growing. Within the cage again you see the grimoire, the thing that you've been seeking for. But unlike before, this time something comes into your vision. Something that's translucent. You wouldn't have seen it if it didn't stand in your vision. The outline of a face that seems familiar. As this person flickers in and out of this existence, you don't know if it's a ghost, a spectre, a memory, or a shadow. But they look as if they are your kin, fading from this world. And then you blink and shake your head, and the last thing you remember from your vision was not the face, but the pile of lovely bones. So, with the perception tests, only one of you notices Lysiara's... Oh, hang on. No, two of you notice. Sarah notices, and Casper notices. So Sarah and Casper both notice that as Lysiara stares up at the sky, what everyone else thinks is just resting her weary arms, you see her eyes go and roll into her skull, flickering eyelids, but no one else does.
Sarah notices?
Yes.
Then she'll go up and poke the strange elf.
It's only a few moments before she snaps out and, you know, maybe a bit bemused at staring at the sky. Lovely bones. Oh. She has a confused look on her face at the very least, but it's about 2-3 seconds before she snaps out of it. Lysiara, it felt like much longer. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay. Would I look confused though? Because I've experienced these visions before, right?
The last thing you saw perhaps left you confused.
Yeah, fair.
Are you alright, elf? I don't like people twitching that way.
I'm just going to raise an
Especially
eyebrow.
not the finger wigglers. Sorry.
Gonna raise an eyebrow, look at Sarah. And do tell me, human, what do you know of our ways of magic and things of that nature?
Enough to know that it's trouble.
Why would it be trouble?
No,
What
looking
if
at
I'm
the
just-
sky is not always a good thing.
I didn't take you for a dwarf. Being afraid of looking at the sky instead of...
Oh, no. Just the moons.
Besides, you forget our Lolly that is now in coma. She also looked at the sky.
Yes, but she is a celestial mage, is she not?
And I'm an elf. Schools of magic are human thought process. You can't technically experience magic the same way we do, can you?
Well,
Nor
yes,
should you.
but see, it's logical. Wiggle your finger, look at the sky, fall into a coma.
Or not. It was just my familiar.
I'm rolling scrutiny. Oh wait, there's no real scrutiny. Shit.
No, you're rolling perception, and
It's opposed.
Lysiara has to roll charm.
Yeah, okay.
I failed.
So yeah, she's lying about something.
I have a big smile on my face. Just.
Sure was, elf.
The elf may be magical, but she's a terrible liar.
I'm just going to giggle a little bit. Oh, perhaps. But
So,
what I will tell you, humans, well, human, and then I'm going to look at Casper, and whatever you are, is that I did see the tower from a bird's eye view. The rest you don't need to know. Not yet, at least.
So, it takes you another hour after your little chat and someone's vision from beyond. But you make it to the rock. You make it to the area that the garrison would have unloaded supplies. And there you also find... yes. There you also find a stockpile of rope that seems to still be of some use. As some supplies are dropped off here, you probably spend about an hour and a half on the rock, where a trade is done with the ogres. A few supplies are left in a locked chest within the rock. Humperdinck does seem to have taken people's advice to heart, however, because you do notice within the hull, like the box that brings all of your stuff out, that you put all of your supplies in, does actually have lead on the outside. It's a wooden box that's been lead lined, but on the outside.
Ah.
So the the supplies will not get fucked with from Mordheim. And you hope that they won't get tampered with through other means. Hopefully it's smell proof so the ogres don't get to it, but they have enough supplies that you hope that they won't fuck with yours. And after that is done, the contract to the ogres about them coming on as mercenaries is also brought up, but that is, hang on, why is it on halves? That is basically put to one side for now until you actually need them.
Okay.
It takes you the best part of the rest of the day to move your ship into position. I will say there for now. You move the ship into position. You line it up so that it is side on, and you tie it off. So for now, it is attached to a middle bridge. However, it is at this area that you start feeling as if you are all being watched. Each one of you separately from different directions, different areas. For those of you who are more paranoid, perhaps you're constantly looking off at a particular building, whereas someone else who isn't paranoid just glances over at a different building on the other side of the river. But it's the same feeling. But are they ratty, bestial, bulbous, or blood red from the rituals of chaos? You don't know. Can I get a willpower check from everyone?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You do get a +10 for this.
Okay. That fucking +10.
Because again, your characters are made of sterner stuff, shall we say. But I do need to roll for the other NPCs. Because this is definitely...
Does this magic come into play?
No, this is just about Mordheim, about the feeling of being watched.
So I guess fear, terror, or intimidate is also not applicable.
No.
I'm gonna use a lucky charm on Cedric.
Damn! Black hand
Ooh.
with the 2. Both my dwarves succeed. Saving of the inevitable death.
My lucky charm does not blow up either.
Fuck it, I'm rerolling it for Sarah.
Sorry, he just got a 2, by the way. He was on Whispered for some reason. So Ted just got a 2 after Bill got a 3. Brilliant.
Yay, that's even fucking worse.
Should have stuck with 69.
And then Mario is going to use a fortune point. He succeeds!
Oh!
All my NPCs survive. Oh, hang on, we've got Humperdinck to go. Come on, Humperdinck, you can do this.
I mean, would I want my character to fail with a 69?
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that might make things worse.
So, for everyone who has failed, for the next, roll a 1d10 plus 3 hours, you will suffer from paranoia, as you believe that there are eyes watching you from all around. This will give you a -10 to your willpower.
Would that count as something, like fear?
No, it's paranoia. So it's just you can't help. The reason it's a -10 to your willpower is because you can't help but constantly look around. Like, you might go into the same room 3 or 4 times. You keep thinking something's watching you from within that room. And yeah, that's where the minus willpower comes in.
Is it paranoia if they're actually out there to get you?
No.
No, but this is an actual paranoia event. This is one of the fucky things with Mordheim. Or at least one of the fucky things that you have to deal with this time.
I mean, I would dare argue the Skaven watches anyway, but that's not something we know.
To be
Or
honest with you, I was
know.
expecting more of the NPCs to fail, which would have probably ended up being funnier, but yeah. You can't have your way all the time. So yeah, Livia is suffering from paranoia for the next 4 hours.
Not about Sarah.
Oh, is that for Sarah? Okay. Fortunately, however, you have spent most of the day heaving the ship upriver slowly and then tying it off. So Humperdinck and the dwarves and everyone, well, sorry, Humperdinck has had a very stressful time of steering the ship, telling the captain how to steer the ship and directing you all to stop talking and to get on with your work. But essentially all you end up doing is putting a blockade on either side of the tower, and you set up an area for basically people to stand guard. But Sarah, with your paranoia, when the question of who will take watch first comes up, you volunteer to take first watch, as you believe something is watching you from within the city. So for those of you who have thought, hang on a minute, wait, does this mean? Yes. Yes, sadly it does mean just that. As you prepare the barricades and you decide who else will stand watch, 2 on either barricade, the sun begins to set. The horrifying realization that you will indeed be spending an evening within the city of the damned.
Well,
So, now I'm not entirely sure how the internet in a whole, you know, the PG side of the internet, how it really deals with horror and gore. So, because I don't actually want to get a strike on any of my channels, the viewership will not get to see the images that some of you will be seeing soon. Oh yes.
oh,
I think I heard someone got banned for using the word idiot in a Twitch description. So yeah, better be.
Say, are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm
it's
not.
Twitch. Twitch is retarded. Wait, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
See, here we go.
That's sad. That makes me very sad. That makes me very sad. So, for those of you who cannot handle gore, by all means, you don't have to look. But for those of you who can, unlucky, you get to see some hideous art. So,
Where is it?
as you all enjoy delicious. Oh, actually, she did succeed her willpower. So,
Who?
do you know what? We'll re-roll that, and we'll. Yeah. Oh, a natural 6. You have a delicious bowl of stew. As you, some of you stand guard, and others of you prepare to bed down or just keep watch from aboard the ship. As you enjoy your lovely bowl of stew provided for you by the lovely Tiffany. But after that lovely bowl of stew, realizing that some of you will need to go on to watch at one point, you each drift off to sleep. And yet, for all of you, you seem to share similar dreams. Dreams of citizens screaming and crying as their bodies meld with the furniture, the walls, even the very stone that they tread upon.
Yeah, you can't put that on. You can't put that on Twitch.
Please go down south to see the images that are flooding your minds at the moment.
I have one complaint. I don't believe we have chainsaws in the Warhammer Fantasy.
There is actually a chained fist, I believe, or a power fist, or actually no, I think there is a chain sword. There is a chain sword.
There's a chain sword. It's a relic of corn, so
maybe that's what you're seeing now, just warped for your mind to be able to truly picture it. Yes, indeed, the images that you are shown in your sleep this night, as you are so far in to the doomed city, are violent, bloody, and leave some of you shaking. So, everyone who didn't fight the Marquis, please roll me willpower. For those of you who fought the Marquis, you've kind of seen worse.
Cleric. Cleric is fear.
For resisting fear?
Yes, this is actually for resisting fear.
I'm scared of my rolls.
So David doesn't actually have to roll, neither does Humperdinck.
Somehow these dice rolls are more terrifying than those images.
So my NPCs all take 2 points of insanity each. But any of you who fail, you just take 1.
Okay.
The NPCs get a harder time of it because they very rarely actually have to deal with fear, with insanity. What was the threshold again?
Has this been more than 4 hours?
The threshold for losing your snapping is 7 or 8 if you have strong-minded.
Okay, cool. So
No, 6. 8 if you have strong-minded.
For
Is it?
Sarah,
Yeah.
basically the paranoia will end around the time that her guard shift ends. So once she finishes her shift, that's when she's like, okay, it seems like, whatever was watching us is no longer watching us.
What about you saw in the dark?
Bill is going to use a fortune point on his willpower test.
Oh, it is indeed.
Huzzah!
Sorry.
Huzzah! He does not go. He does not go get a malady.
Does Sarah get insanity?
Yes, 1 point for failing.
Good. Just 4 to go.
And when you test, it's only if you get a malady that it resets, doesn't it? Isn't it?
Only certain maladies actually reset your thing.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, Bill still has 7 then.
Do I still have my insanity points then?
No. You got the heart one, so it actually resets yours. Not the heart, the depression one.
Yeah, the big set.
Yes, we'll cover up the gory images now. Sorry for those of you out there, but hang on, I just revealed more rather than less. So sorry for
there's a white background.
Sorry for those of you out there, but even I don't want to get kicked off the internet. I quite like it here.
See, the thing is, he's actually lying to you. It wasn't gore at all, it was porn.
Well, some of it could be classed as murder porn. I saw something being inserted into someone. Didn't look like they were enjoying it though.
That was a sword, so it was a slicing motion.
Oh boy.
I'll just let people imagine what it is.
So for those of you who fail, you wake up in your whilst you've been asleep, just panting and sweating and just like, look, you know, maybe even grabbing a weapon and preparing, but there's nothing there. The nights in Mordheim, however, are not silent. There are eerie noises that come from the distance, howling, whimpering, whining, also some other less pleasant noises. Imagination runs wild with what you hear in the nights. But you do not get attacked as the morning comes and all the guards report in. So let me bring. Oh, hang on! I forgot to get the 2 markers. Let me go and get that for the 2 warbands. Oh, hang on! Not that one then. That one. There we go. Oh, why is that down there then? Who knows? So, the morning of whatever date it is. After an absolutely horrendous sleep, all of you, all the NPCs included. Oh, I forgot to do the dwarves. Never mind, I'll do them in a minute. Everyone wakes up with bags under their eyes, pale, pallid complexion, and just looking kind of miserable. How is the stew this morning? It is an okay stew. It seems as if the lovely stew from last night was reheated, and now it is just a good stew. Yeah, maybe an okay stew.
Oh shit, Tiffany actually failed her willpower, didn't she?
No, she succeeded. No, she gained insanity. She succeeded her willpower before. Hang on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it very soon both Aurelia and Tiffany will have to go on a vacation somewhere.
Maybe.
That's gay. You can't do that.
So,
but I can.
You wake up and have an okay reheated stew. It's not Tiffany's finest. The dwarves prepare. You're taking two warbands that are going to be split equally, plus your NPCs, which would Humperdinck come with? No, I think Humperdinck will be part of the rear guard that stays behind. Tiffany is part of the rear guard that's staying behind. She can attack them with a cook pan or something, I don't know. I guess because we don't have enough NPCs to keep back, the dwarves are going to stay, except from Hagrin and Dimzid. The 2 named dwarves are going to go ahead to go to the forge. So that leaves, I believe, 2 dwarves, a human, and 2 humans to guard the boat.
Excellent.
And so this is fine, Gif.
I tell you what. So hang on, how many more NPCs can I leave back? Now I do have another 2 dwarves, but I think they should go with, as you guys may need one of them at the very least. So I tell you what, we are going to lose Bill and Ted and Mario.
No.
You want to take Mario?
No.
Okay. So they will remain back to try and keep the bridge secure. You're basically told do not take more than 6-7 hours. and if you do hear any explosions coming from the river area, try and just go and check it out. You know, get to the river, have a look. You see that there's fighting on the bridge, run back. For the group who are going to the forge, you will have 2 extra dwarves with you. For the group that are going to the tower, it will just be you.
Okay.
So, you go a decent part of the way, actually, together. It will take you, let's go around that corner properly. It will take you around 40 minutes to get to the point where you basically, well, yeah, 40 minutes, to where you would cross off. Hagrid points out, hey, from what my maps tell me, my family's forge is down there. However, there's a horror that walks around here. We need to be vigilant. Who are you? Out of you are coming with me? And who's going up to the tower?
They rarely will perk up and say, I'll be following you, dwarf. My sister has business up in the tower. And
which one is the forge? Forge again?
I think my internet cut out there for a second.
which one is the forge?
The one with the hammer.
The one with the hammer. The other one has tower written on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Blackhand goes to the tower, Bromden to the forge, Bromden goes to the tower.
So, last thing I heard there before everything cut out was a horror lurks around here.
Yes,
And
a horror lurks around here. Was the warning from Hagrid.
Close to the forge, or just this area?
Around the forge.
Okay.
So if you're going to the tower, put your character in the tower box. If you're going to the forge, put your character not in the tower box.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
So just for a bit of yes.
So we're just divvying up who's going where now.
Yep.
Okay. Tower.
How many mages are going to the tower, by the way? I already see 2.
Olivia is going to the tower.
I thought Casper had to go to the tower too, didn't he?
I have no reason to go to that tower, that's the thing.
Well, because you don't ever tell people things. He doesn't know that the blue roses are there, remember?
Yeah, no, Casper wants to go beat up a horror, so Cedric's gonna go to the tower.
Okay then.
Livia would know about the blue rose thing, because she was there.
How would Livia know about the blue rose?
Well, she would know about that Casper needs one.
Oh no, yeah.
She wouldn't know that it's there, but she would know that Casper needs one.
She knows that Casper needs one, but the only person who knows that they actually exist is Lysiara, but she hasn't told anyone. Or she told, I mean, she may have told Wilhelm on the old
matter
party.
when you encounter them if you know they exist or not. Because when they're in your face, they obviously exist.
No, so within the
Only
world,
seen in a vision.
Yeah, within the world, they're a myth. Like some people spent their whole lives searching for blue roses. But the only person who knows they exist is Lysiara, but Casper needs one.
If you encounter them, then you know that they exist, right?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
if
we
you
are in
stumble across them.
Mordheim, so that's a bit iffy.
If you stumble across them, yes, you do know that they exist.
Yeah, no, Albie, the whole thing that the blue roses are in the tower, only only Lysiara knows
only
that because
Lysiara
she
knows.
saw it in a vision.
I've seen it multiple times in my vision. The thing is, nobody mentioned to me that they needed any blue roses. The only person that I know needs blue roses is Torias. I personally don't need them. I'm grabbing them for Torias, so I'm grabbing a fuck ton of them.
Why secrecy between party members is not a good thing. But
Well, you could have told Livia. I mean, she hangs the whole day around plants and seems very happy with.
Lysiara could have told Aurelia. Aurelia could have told her.
But she
True. The
She
big problem is I
didn't.
did spend most of my time on the tower too, researching.
You did you selfish.
I'm gonna go
selfish
eat a
person.
big monstrosity.
Researching with
selfish
occasionally leaning out of the window and cursing.
At different
Oh,
people.
yeah.
In fact, that Casper, the person who needed
Twice.
the blue rose to save his
Maybe
soul.
it was Nurgle, or not Nurgle. Maybe it was Singe telling me that I had to talk to him about the blue rose.
Alright.
So
I will flip a coin. I'm going to flip a coin. Heads, Casper goes. Tails, Cedric goes.
also, good point. There's
If
also
Livia sees one, she'll bring one.
Ragnar goes with the dwarves because he
Cedric's
wants
going.
to learn the secrets of runes.
Yes.
So Ragnar is there,
who's
and the
going?
titty dwarf is there.
Cedric is going to the tower.
To the tower. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to be collecting a lot of roses too anyway.
How do you know how many's there?
I've seen them.
She has. She has. So, as you divide up, I will point out, as you've worked your way deeper into Mordheim, the weirdness and freakiness has increased tenfold. You're now seeing lampposts that once were lit by oil and, well, fire, made of steel or iron. Now there are people who are melded with the metal. You don't know where the metal ends and the people begin in some parts, and much with the buildings around. People have just fused with the floors, with the buildings, the windows. You just see faces just stretched across the glass panes. I know some of you may hate this, but yet another willpower test, please. This time with a -10. This is for, yet again, your sanity.
Which group?
Both.
So would this affect Casper with his 2 levels of insanity?
No. 1 level of insanity is enough to get over these events. But once you've experienced them in each area, you don't have to roll again. It's just because you've come up through Mordheim for one bit, and then you're going through the streets, which, tends to lead people to go a little bit mad.
So Blackhand didn't even need that, but he still got a crit 1.
If you fail, add 1 insanity point to your character sheet.
Oh damn!
I am fucking re-rolling that.
Hold up.
Nasty.
The people that fought the
Both
Marquis,
groups.
did we get any bonuses?
Not this time.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
There we go.
Rella succeeds. Ciara. And bloop. Succeeds too.
And again, there are times when you're walking along, looking at the horrors around you, when you feel a squidgy feeling underfoot. Bringing your foot up quickly in horror, you see someone's screaming face there.
God damn it, Bob, I told you not to stay there.
Mordheim is a disgusting, creepy place. And after getting used to the horrors that are in the buildings and on the floors, you then start seeing these skin-like, pustular, buboes that grow in the corners and seem to have this weird green glow around them. This weird glow emanates, and within buildings you just see, again, no longer darkness, but this odd, especially for this time period, green glow coming from deep within certain buildings as you look around with perhaps a bit of just paranoia. Fortunately, however, you were not attacked, or maybe unfortunately, as this is where you split off into your separate groups. Now, I think this time we will go with the tower group, as maybe their task will be easier. Who knows? It doesn't take you much longer. 40 minutes into the city, and then only another 10 minutes or so to get to the tower. You see that there is, like most towers, very tall, very high, except from the fact that this building is untouched by the devastation that has been wrought upon Mordheim. The buildings around have been damaged, not as much as in Poor Town, and you are in a much wealthier area. There is almost a large courtyard before the tower, a large open space. Perhaps once they had a market here, or maybe this was just to keep people away from the tower itself. There is a statue outside the tower that you can all make out as you approach it. Give me awareness tests. The tower party. The tower itself, again, looks undamaged. In fact, it almost looks welcoming. Light, the stone is light, but you don't see any movement within the windows. It's just darkness.
Sarah will stop and say, "Well, from now on, all of you who are here with me, be on high alert. This place is not what it seems. What we'll find here are things that shouldn't even exist in this reality. For instance, a blue rose that nobody has ever seen before. Plus, I've been seeing visions of this place for a while now, and the last vision I just had showed bones, so let's try and not become those piles of bones, shall we?"
Bones. Right. There's bones all over Mordheim.
Yeah,
What makes this
trust me.
As you look about and check the surroundings to make sure that you're not walking into an ambush, you haven't actually entered the courtyard yet. But as you look around, you can see like... Oh, go ahead.
I would like to do a magical sense.
Sure. As you look around, you can see that some of the buildings here almost look very, very little damage to them, if any at all. But you don't see any movement. You don't see any creatures lurking. As you move forwards, and Ciara does a magical sense. For those of you who enter the courtyard, it is like entering a different place entirely. The stagnant, stale air of Mordheim is replaced with a sweet-smelling, almost fragrant, like the smell of cut grass and a sweet summer's breeze. Brings a shiver down your bones. Such a difference as Lyciara stands on the precipice of a magical barrier. Whilst there is, again, violent magical energies going off across Mordheim at all times, Lyciara, this is another magical barrier. You've seen a few now in your time. But this one seems to be different from those before. You don't sense any malice of it, and in fact, as you open your eyes and look in the more mundane, or just still looking in the magical realm and seeing your comrades walking on the other side, and like maybe you see them give a shiver and then a like puzzled looking round, you take a step forwards and you too feel the sensation of the replacement of the stagnant air of Mordheim to a sweet summer's breeze. A sense of calm in this area within the doomed city.
I'm curious. Look at the rest of the group. I'm gonna look at Livia. Tell me, sister, did you also feel this barrier we just crossed? Did you also see it?
I didn't look, but yes, I felt a shiver run down my spine.
So spooky.
This is highly unusual, especially for Mordheim. This place seems to be calm and serene, while the entire place outside is madness. I don't know if I should feel relieved or more concerned about this
maybe
place.
there is someone still around. I mean, someone must have put this barrier up.
Someone's still around here. That's even more concerning.
Anyone around here is a mutant or a fucking weirdo.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow. This is Sigrid, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow because I know of your past because I saw it. Oh, Sigrid. What I'm more concerned is if this barrier is still being maintained, whoever survived this entire time may have gone completely insane.
Oh, that's just fucking good. I start slipping down my brass knuckles.
Well, it's pretty calm and serene in here, so maybe we're lucky.
That's what's concerning. What if this is a false sense of security?
Yeah, I thought exactly. Hang around for a second, I'll go check. I don't exactly want to walk into the front door, so I'm gonna go check around for some windows.
I'm not so sure you should be walking around a magical tower in your own secret.
I'm looking for windows. It's fine.
As Cedric goes to walk around the perimeter, the rest of you can see that there is one large ornate doorway with stones leading up to the main door. It is a split double door with ornate filigree that runs over it, that almost looks as if it's two bushes spreading out from the sides of the door that meet at the center. You can see that there are 4 sigils on the door. There is one of a book, one of a jester, one of a hound, and one of a ram.
Yeah. While Cedric is walking to go look for a window, he's muttering to himself that, yeah, that just fucking screams a trap.
There are no windows on the first 3 floors. As far as you can tell, if they are indeed floors, you imagine if that's 1, 2. Yeah.
I do have climbing gloves. Hang on. Then I got some rope.
The stone is smooth. Like even where the blocks meet, this was a master crafted masonry. In fact, I'll give it to Blackhand with his as he stood there. This is dwarven construction. the way this masonry has been built, this is definitely made by the dwarves.
Great. Okay, I'll come back to the group. But yeah, any windows are too high up. Well, could climb it if it wasn't so smooth. It's so strangely smooth. It's weird.
It's not. It's dwarven stone.
Ah. Oh, maybe, yeah. No, it does look familiar, actually. Fair enough.
I would like to scrutiny him.
You can investigate it. I don't believe there is a scrutiny. You can perception it.
What do you do to scrutiny a person in this system?
Perception.
Charm.
Yeah, it's charm or perception. Like deceive and things like that.
Perception.
It's all rolled under perception and charm. So because you're a dwarf, I won't roll you like masonry knowledge.
Wait, are you trying to scrutiny my comment of yes?
No,
this does
no,
actually
just,
seem
no,
familiar?
no. He wants to look
Yeah.
at the. Oh, was it your comment? Well, was it his comment? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then can you roll charm at the same time, please?
I'm not lying. My character was a dwarven tomb robber, or a tomb robber of specifically dwarven tombs. At one point.
So yeah, he seems to know Blackhand. He seems to believe you. Be like, yeah, actually, no, this is correct. Oh, sorry, is it Brunden who's at the tower, or is it Blackhand? Brunden.
It's Brunden.
Okay, so
That's at the towers.
yeah, Brunden. He seems to be telling the truth. He does know. He does recognise it. As you look around the area,
Do I see anything shiny?
the only thing that's shiny is the inlay on the door. The statue behind you is not of a shiny stone, but it is in line with the door.
What is the statue of again, sorry?
It appears to be of a mage.
Finger fingers.
And there appear. Well, give me a perception test on the statue.
Gladly.
All of us?
Yeah.
Or just the two?
I'll spend a fortune point. No, I'll be fine.
You know what? I'm gonna use the lucky charm. Why not? I'm a mage. I'm supposed to actually succeed at these things.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not, because the same roll twice.
No.
Does my lucky charm be
Wrong
charged?
name. Or the right seed.
So Livia, you notice something that the others don't. So whilst the others are standing there and look, you silly old bugger, because it is a mage in long. What you imagine is a grey beard, pointy hat. He has his staff pointed, actually away from the door. He's pointing out, and he has a grimoire in his other hand that's kind of to the back of him. You notice, Livia, that on the side facing the door, there's actually 4 keyholes.
Livia will go up to them, just lean forward, have a look, and just. That's curious. Do you know anything about these things, Sigrid?
What? Oh, keyholes? I don't have a key, but might be able to work my way in. Maybe.
Sorry. Keyholes on the statue on the front of the door.
Facing the door.
Yeah. I'm just going to figure. I don't think you should be tampering with those, because those might just be. Those keys may be protected. Well, the keyholes may be protected by magic. This is
Alright.
a magical
Can I
place.
make a magical sense test?
Yeah, I was gonna say this. All right, so you two may just look for magic. I'll look for, actual traps, and I'll inspect them for traps.
Jesus Christ, my roll. I still succeed, but fuck.
That is trap finder is +10. Okay, so I got a +10
for whatever reason. Now that you two are in this magical barrier, it feels really calm and nice being in here. Your magical sense does not work.
Oh, that's why it's
I'm just
there's no wind.
There's no reason as well.
So can I actually check for traps on this with a perception test?
Sure.
Do you get a +10 because of trap finder?
Sure. You have no idea. As you look into the keyhole, you're like, well, hang on. That isn't right. Could that be a trap? But wait, no, maybe that's just another part of the... Wow, this is really... Like, as you're looking into the lock mechanism yourself, this is beyond master crafted. You have no idea how a lock like this would ever even be picked. Let alone, could that be a trap, or is that just that you just don't know? This is so far beyond anything you've ever seen before.
Sorry.
I'm currently tempted to try and dispel that fucking barrier.
The description. The description.
Is there?
It reads, to the Master Mage of Mordheim, we salute. Your love of the circus, your love of books, your love of the hound and the ram shall forever be within your grasp.
Wait, circus, books, hound, and what?
Ram.
Circus books, hounds and rams.
Ram.
Ram.
Singular.
R-A-M?
Yes, singular.
R-A-M?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna...
A-M, not E-M. Not the...
Yeah,
Y.
I said that.
Oh, sorry, I misheard.
Good thing Carla isn't around, so she might lose her religion.
So those circus, books, hounds, and ram. Books is probably the Great Library of Mordheim. Circus? I don't know. Hounds? Ram? Do any of you know where those might be in Mordheim?
Circus is probably the Bigfoot Square, or something like that.
Well, wouldn't the circus be the amphitheater?
I wouldn't use the map for this kind of thing.
Yeah, but even still, like you would hold the festivals and
you
circuses.
may think what you think, but again, the guy who created it is telling you don't use the locations on the map as anything to go by.
Okay.
Except I will give you the Great Library, because that one is the simplest of the three to figure out.
I'm gonna look at it and figure this
Circus is either an amphitheater or a big, massive...
There might actually be a circus in town and we don't know about it. There may be a carnival like role somewhere. I'm just gonna look at the rest of the group. I don't know about you, but it seems pretty clear that the only way for us to open this place is by finding the keys. They're most likely in these locations. We just need to figure out where these locations are. I'm willing to bet that.
Give me an intelligence test with a -40.
Oh,
as you
lovely.
try to remember something
sorry.
really obscure from your vision.
Oh, that's right. That was a +40, but I know there's -40. So, -40. Go failure.
Sadly,
How
it
do
just
you go
happens.
from 116 to an 11 with a minus 40?
My intelligence is 51, dude.
The
How the hell did you get 16? What?
Yeah, something doesn't add up.
44 was added rather than minus 40. Hang on, no, it wouldn't. Because that'd be
No,
yeah.
that would be plus 60. I don't know what happened. Also, why is my intelligence? Oh, that's because it's Aurelia's intelligence. Sorry. Aurelia's one is a very smart cookie. The Sierra's has 76. Sorry, that's why. So my target would be
36.
36. I would have passed the second time.
Oh, you rolled. I see. Yeah, you only need
I
to
rolled
have.
the wrong character.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try. I will try and keep it so it's each episode is on one character. So you don't need to keep your other character sheet open, just to make it a bit easier for you guys. So
There you go. Close.
so it would have been.
I would have passed the second time.
Okay.
Just to know more.
So it was quick. It didn't, like I said, it was a couple of minutes in total, but this point was very, very quick. The time when you were flying through the sky, you didn't have long at all, and your vision again was fixed on this shiny, dancing object in front of you. But I will give it to you that you did see what you can only describe as a carnival-like tent. Hang on, why have you not moved? Leia?
Oh no, we're going to fight Skaven clones, aren't we?
What?
No, we're gonna fight carnival monstrosities, so clowns and shit.
Ah, there
Don't
we go.
ruin
That's
my
why.
fun. I want the
That's
Skaven
why.
clones.
Oh dear, I think I just moved the main map to the token layer. I may have to change that. No, it should be on the map layer. So
I see a ring now.
you have a ring, and boom,
Oh.
you have a tent.
I'm gonna look at the rest of your.
You can mark the
maybe-
library too.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. I can also do that one.
I may be incorrect, but I think I know where this circus might be.
Ooh.
I believe I have seen it in my vision.
Ignore the general stores part of that token. It's difficult to find
Wait.
library tokens, but here. Should say great library, not general stores, but your imagination.
Cedric has been around the. Cedric's been around the border, right?
Yes.
Oh, Mordheim. Could he have seen anything that would have jogged his memory?
Do you know what, Cedric? You make a fairly. Hang on a minute. Oh, I know why it's saying general stores. It should be a book because I put them in the wrong place. So, Cedric, do you know what? I will actually give it to you. There is a chance you may have seen one of the locations. Give me an intelligence test.
With a -1.
For you, because you've spent more time here, I will actually say a -10. Shit, I moved that to the wrong layer. Fuck it. Token layer. I want you on the GM layer. There we go.
Ooh!
Ooh.
Cedric, a hound.
Nicely done.
A hound. Oh, you... Hang on a minute. You remember seeing a building that said the Hound's Master, or the Master of the Hounds, or something along that line.
Okay. Yeah, he'll bring up, like, I mean, during a excursion, I've seen a Hounds Master's place set up. Trying to remember where it is. There we go. That's the Ram.
God damn it. Sorry, some of these images are not that easy to see. I should zoom in more. I mean, that is where the Hound Master is, so that's fine. It's just a wrong... Hang on a minute.
Wrong token.
Oh, no, it's because... Could I not find an image of a hound? No, it's because I used a warband's... I think one of the images is wrong, but I think I couldn't find one of them. But now it's the RAM I can use. It's the other one, the one that you haven't seen yet. God, hang on. Let me move that. Right, you go back down to the GM layer. Disappear. Thank you. So the empty circle is meant to be the hound. I'll stick one in there at one point. Yeah, so you have 3 of the locations, but the RAM is the last one that you're not sure about.
Very interesting, Sylvie. Very good. Just one question. You said Hound Masters. You don't mean the family Caligo, do you?
No.
No, I don't think so. I mean actual dog trainers, hound trainers.
Very well. Oh,
Here, there's an image for you.
Yes, we have our job set out for us then.
I don't think it's quite Mordheim.
I get one of wolf. There you go. It's probably gonna be really hard to see, but
Such a cute puppy. Here you go, this is better for more time.
That is a little better for Mordheim, but not before the fall. Not before the fall, I'm afraid.
Okay, so the last one we need to figure out is the RAM. What did the description say again?
His love of circus, his love of books, his love of the hound, and his love of the ram.
The RAM, not plural.
Yeah, singular.
Are those fantasy also use rams to describe ships?
Ooh.
They might. They might, depending on the province and region. But yes, it is a possibility.
Part of me thinks it's a pub.
Oh, there is one way for us to actually try and figure out these things. If there was a hall where they would keep the city's records, maybe there's information there, but...
I mean, a Time Masters or something?
maybe.
Precisely. Perhaps the city hall.
Maybe. Can Cedric actually go up to the door itself and like give it a good old touchy feely to see if there's anything structural weaknesses or anything like that?
It does not budge in the slightest. Not even that little bit. The doors sometimes have a little wiggle to them. Doesn't happen. Also, the handle doesn't even wiggle in the slightest. And there's no lock on the door.
I would like to do something just to check, because I couldn't feel the winds of magic, but I just want to make sure. Can I channel and cast a magic spell?
You can try.
Okay.
Hang on. Did I ever get Cedric to picklock that little lockbox he found?
No.
Fuck.
You think you've channeled. The spell does not work. It fizzles.
I'm just going to grab the rock. Concentrate very hard. Olivia, I'm going to toss the piece of rock back down to the ground. This place is strange. There is no magic to be had in here. I don't think if we have to fight anything in here, I don't think it's going to be very nice for us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I could attempt to dispel that barrier, but I don't think it's a terribly good idea.
I would slap you very hard if you tried to dispel that barrier. Because whatever that barrier is, it's there for a reason, and even though I hate being disconnected from the winds of magic, it's the only reason this tower is still standing, probably. It's what's keeping the madness from outside from flowing in.
You're not technically disconnected. It's odd, but the spell fizzles. The magic, essentially, as you try and cast the spell, you can see there is a magical effect, but it's almost as if there's not enough magic there for the spell to go off. It fizzles.
I think being disconnected in full would be a very, very painful experience.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll still keep disconnected because we're basically in the minimal amount of magic there before you actually plug off.
Yes, it's like being at a very high altitude. There is oxygen there, but it's just very, very thin.
I mean, I have a whip. What do you have?
I have a beating stick. My actual sword is, how do I put this, impossible to conjure in this condition.
See, that's where your tricks gonna lead to failure. And then I just show my brass knuckles. I got these on me.
I'm just gonna shake my quarterstaff. Yeah, I still have my beating stick.
Bromden smacks his warhammer.
Oh yes, but again, one is a thief. You're, no offense, Master Dwarf, you're a dwarf. You're supposed to be.
Hey, don't call me a thief.
I'm gonna look at you. Sorry. Door to door wine cellar.
Did the app description offend you?
No. It did not offend me because it is not a fitting description. I'm a master thief. Thank you very much.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow.
Well, you failed.
You were caught trying to
Master Thief.
steal. You were caught trying to steal shit from our base. If you're a master thief, you would have actually succeeded.
Alright. When you've been starving for over a week, you try to do your job.
So you're so incapable at your job that you couldn't even steal food. I need to give a very big smile.
Oh, do not test me, elf. Do not test me.
Oh, anyway. Everything aside, there is still no possible way for us to go into this tower yet.
Doesn't look like it yet, yeah.
And
I mean-
even if the idea of dispelling the barrier wasn't, well, insane, in my opinion, I don't think it would be capable of dispelling such a barrier. I mean, something that has been here for God knows how long, and is still this powerful. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not dispelling this.
Alright. Hang on a second. I want to try something. So, just look at the statue for a moment. I'm gonna... Yeah. I request that they look at the statue while I try something and walk up to the door. I'm not gonna do it if they're looking.
I'm gonna pretend to be looking at the statue, but I'm gonna wait a little bit, then I'm gonna look back at him.
Okay. I'm going to jam my finger down my throat and force myself to vomit on the door.
I'm just gonna.
That might actually work.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
So,
You can vomit acid.
so
That's his routine.
as you all turn away, you hear this coming from behind you, and then Cedric very quickly has to start moving backwards as his vomit sprays off the door. It does not hold purchase. However, it does seem to mark the wood and the filigree, the inlined filigree on the door. It does mark it, but it doesn't seem to hold purchase. It just slides straight off and onto the stone, and then slowly begins to slide off the stone. That is the odd part, however. It begins to slide off the stone. It does, again, eat away some of the stone, quite quickly, actually, as it's... Is it sliding, or is it being pushed slowly? As you quickly step out of the way, and the others kind of turn round, seeing you step away from this puddle of bile that's bubbling, and being pushed away onto the cobbled stone of the courtyard area, where there it sits and begins to eat away at the cobbled stone.
Are you feeling all right, Master C?
I'm just gonna look
I
at
don't think we would ever. I don't think we should give him alcohol again.
I'm just gonna look at Sigrid because I know what he did, because I saw his memories. I'm just like, Sigrid, why on Asia's ever-loving name would you try that?
I wipe it in my mouth. I just throw whatever's left just on the ground. When it partially worked, I need a bowl that's hard enough to hold acid.
I'm just gonna look at. No, first of all,
Yes.
you.
How about your skull?
You
Don't
mean
fucking threaten
you
me.
intended
I'll
to
throw up on you.
puke up the wall?
Maybe.
Yes, of course he did. Look at what the thing is, sizzling and eating away at the cobblestone. You don't need to guess what it is.
Hang on. I have a bowl. I need a bowl. I need a stone bowl. Wait, no, not stone bowl. I need something like stronger than that shit. Oh, fuck.
I mean, get a plastic bowl depending on the acid, but plastic's not the thing, so.
Not plastic. See, I've never actually tried bottling it at one point, so I have never tried bottling it.
I mean, glass is a good asset holder.
No, maybe glass.
I don't think your two characters would know that. I think there's only one character in your group who knows that acid can be contained in glass. I don't know if she really wants to tell you.
I would think it's common engineering.
Well, he could ask, and I might tell him that I have a few glass vials on me, and he could throw his fucking apple.
Remember, it's not modern day engineering. It's Dark Ages engineering. So acid treatments and stuff like that isn't really a thing. Maybe the most wackiest and out there engineer and like jeweler is doing acid treatments and things like that, but it's obscure knowledge.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so the citrus was kind of like running around like, I need like a bowl or something. Wait, no, a bowl won't work, so it eats through the acid. It'll eat through the stone.
I'm just gonna massage my temples. Sigrid, you want to vomit so hard into a container and then use it to corrode that wall. First of all,
yes,
you.
The
Second
wall.
of all,
I'm gonna run around the side of the wall where it's all flat and do the same thing, throw open the wall.
why did I open my mouth?
As you try to projectile vomit onto the wall, again, much like the door, it doesn't hold any purchase. It just slides straight off and very quickly. It does mark the wall. As you run your finger over it, you can feel that there is an indent where the vomit was made contact. But again, it seems to be a very unnaturally quick slide back off.
Yeah.
And it now, there's a puddle eating away at the cobblestones at the side of the building.
Oh, okay. So every time I roll a d10 after that, after throwing up, that's how many rounds I have to wait until I can do it again.
Yeah. Sigrid, you keep trying to do that. If and when you realize it's not gonna work, or if the barrier blows up and kills us all, you get back to me. I think
it is damaging.
I'm gonna leave.
I was kind of fully expecting it to just slide down faster and faster. So at some point when he tries to vomit out it just splashes back in his face.
That's what I'm thinking too. Probably the barrier isn't actually on the wall/door. It's in the middle of the actual thing.
Remember, it is acid. It's not magical. Acid is a natural thing. So
it's basically my stomach acid to be cranked up to like 20.
It does.
Sorry, no, it's actually it's a toxic soup, like it controls.
It does seem as if the door and the building itself have something odd going on. You'd expect vomit puke to stick to shit because it's eating away, thus making a crevice for it to sit in. So there's definitely something odd going on with the wall and the door, with how quickly it slid off. But you just don't know. You just don't know. You don't know.
Okay, so the vomit slides off.
But
with the door and the walls.
It would probably take you maybe 2 weeks to burn a hole through an entire block of stone. If you were there with like a paintbrush, well, thousands of paintbrushes, maybe hundreds, just quickly painting it on before the bristles get eaten away.
The thing is, what I'm thinking is a bowl that can actually hold it, and then press it against, so it's like pouring outwards onto it. Even if it's being pushed back, it's more or less being pushed back into the rest of the film, churning it more or less.
You could try, but again,
I don't have anything to do that with, so maybe it'll later do it.
I would estimate it will take you a week.
Yeah. So, do I actually see windows on top, like on the 4th floor?
There are windows up at like the 4th floor.
Okay. We'll estimately be about the 4th floor.
Yes.
We don't know if it's actually before now. So, I'll take a couple of steps back and Hmm. I'll ask the group. Do you think this? So if the walls and the doors are protected with from the acid and stuff, do you think the windows are too?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, I suppose.
You
Okay, I think I
cannot
can
you
go in.
cannot vomit roughly 4
No,
stories
no, no,
up.
no, 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 not the vomit, not the vomit, not the vomit. I'm gonna yeet an axe or something up there.
You could try firing an arrow or some throw. Yeah, you could throw an axe, I guess.
Just throw a pebble, just throw a cobblestone.
I'm just gonna put my hands on my face and say, this tower has been here standing for Isha knows how many years, and the first thing you do, Sigrid, is vomit on it twice, and then you wanna throw something through a window. Go ahead.
Yeah. When the salt of the purpose doesn't work, break a window.
Sure, go ahead, Sigrid. I'll wait.
Okay.
The subtle
Nothing
approach
I
of
will-
vomiting on shit. Don't get very
Yeah.
subtle.
Well, I did try to lockpick it first, but I couldn't do it, so.
Would
Yeah,
like
well.
to just take a couple of steps back.
Give me
I'm
a
saying
ballistic skill
back.
test, please. Technically, you have a choice with this. You can do it with strength or with ballistic skill. Hang on. There's something about thrown
Yeah.
weapons,
Thrown
or is it
weapons? I believe
with
it is.
damage?
Thrown weapons gain, for instance, if you throw an axe or a hammer, they gain a bonus strength to their damage, but that's it.
Yeah, because you change it to thrown, don't you? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about the damage then. Never mind. Just give me a ballistic skill test, please. You can have a plus 30 because it's a building.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw a. Wait, how many have I got? I only have 2 axes. If it does actually break and go inside, I don't want to like wait until we get in there to get it back. So I could use a longbow.
You could. You could throw a gold coin. It's a gold coin. It's got some weight to it.
I would use the longbow. I'll take a couple of steps back, take it off the bag, and draw.
Can I take cover behind the statue?
Sure.
So that's a. I'll just make a shooting test. So longbow. I do aim, and because I have sharpshooter, it's not sharpshooter.
Yes.
It's sharpshooter.
Marksmanship.
Plus 20, and then because it's building plus 30,
Yes.
plus 50.
Cedric, you fire your arrow up at the window, and as it flies up, almost reaching the window, there's an unnatural gust of wind. And the arrow is knocked off its course. This is seen as an attack. The unnatural wind. No, the vomit didn't actually count as an attack. Oh my god, I rolled a natural 7. The attack that you have made against the tower has triggered a defense. The wind has blown the arrow off course as it flies up into the air. It comes back down. Natural 7. Cedric, you cannot dodge as your arrow hits you.
Can't dodge anyway. Apparently, I don't actually have dodge.
No, you can't dodge ballistic attacks.
I know, but apparently I can't dodge anyway. I was looking for the dodge. I don't actually have dodge blow.
So can you roll? Can you roll damage, please?
Okay.
As you are hit in the arm.
Yep.
So you have learnt now the tower will defend itself. Quite brutally, apparently.
Oh, it's been too lovely.
Yeah.
Lydia just stands there watching it, and she's like, "Oh, that's one way to ward off vandals."
So I
boy.
will add, we're experiencing internet flickers at the moment. I do apologise if you missed that. If you did, Cedric just fired an arrow at the window of the tower. An unnatural gust of wind came up from the bottom, knocking the arrow off its trajectory. And then the tower rolled a natural 7. So the arrow came down and hit Cedric and did 10 damage. Right, we are back to normal now. It was just a flicker of like a couple of seconds. Things went red.
Ow! At least I got my arrow back. So I pulled that out.
I'm gonna look at Cedric. You deserve it.
That's what you think.
I also fucking told you, didn't I?
I don't think you told him about ricocheting arrows.
Yeah, no, you didn't say shit.
I'm just gonna look at the dwarf. Dwarf, I just told him.
You said he would regret it.
Here.
You said he would regret it. Not that he would get shot back with his own arrow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put my hand on my face. I know you dwarves are a bit.
No. You're an elf. You didn't say shit.
I'm gonna look back to you. Cedric, I hope that the next time you vomit on this wall, the vomit actually splashes on your face. Now, if you are done with your little dumb side project, how about we actually go do something and find those keys, shall we?
Right.
Do you need help with that wound?
Probably, yeah. It hurts.
I mean, you deserved it, but...
Do I really, though? Why do I deserve it?
Or poking the bear. So...
No. I want the elves to explain to me why I deserve it.
Well, you tried to vandalize an ancient and pretty building.
Yet we are going in there to steal stuff from it, are we not? No matter what.
You're not.
Yes, but we're leaving the building.
Are we permitted? Are we actually permitted to go in here and take the things from it?
Secret, I've been receiving visions about coming to this place for the past 40 years
And yet
of my
you
life.
have the keys.
Not yet, Secret, but that's what a prophecy.
So why didn't your visions tell you have the keys? Or are your visions trying to tell you to break in here? Therefore, we are trying to break in.
Healing drop
I am
or
trying to
not?
break in. Yes.
See,
I'm just gonna
shut up. And she hands on the healing
Don't
drop.
moralize against the moralizing thief.
It's one of the good quality ones, so it heals 8 wounds.
Oh,
So-
okay.
As our group bicker and argue, as one of them pulls the arrow out, as another drinks the potion, that is where we're going to end off our episode. Because, as I mentioned before, this area seems almost untouched. So there will be some loot rolls that need to be done. And that takes a bit of boring time, because I've got to go through the book. So we'll end it here. Our characters can have some loot rolls before joining up. Well, before going back to the ship to inform the others of what they've learned. And next time, sorry, I've now got the hiccups after drinking fizzy water. And next time, we will join our group who are going to the forge to find out what happened to the last lot of dwarves who came to Hagrid's family forge, and the abomination. We can't forget about the abomination. So yes, hopefully you will join us for that next time. And if you have forgotten to, if you have missed any episodes, please do go to my YouTube channel, where you can catch all episodes and other things you can watch and do and participate in. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.